There are moments in life when we are presented with opportunities, doors open before us, offering us the chance to step into a new dimension, a new future, or a new relationship. But there are also moments when those same doors close forever. And when they close, they don't just close on an opportunity. They close on a chapter, a chance that may never come again. This is the reality we face when we consider those we love, those we are in relationship with, and even ourselves. That was their last chance with you. Those words carry weight, for they remind us that life does not allow us to go back, to redo, or to press replay. What you do with this moment, right now, could very well determine the outcome of your relationships, your dreams, and your purpose. Many of us take for granted the people around us. We assume that time will always be on our side, that there will always be another moment to say what we need to say, to do what we need to do, to be who we need to be. But we forget that life is fleeting, that moments are passing, and that once a door is closed, there's no guarantee it will open again. The relationships you have with your family, your friends, your colleagues, they are precious and fragile. They are not just a given. People come into your life with a purpose. And your actions or inactions can determine if they remain or if they fade away into the distance, never to return. The truth is, you cannot afford to treat your relationships like they're infinite, because they're not. You cannot take for granted the people who show up, the people who make an effort, the people who pour into your life, because one day they will walk away, and when they do, you will look back and realize that you missed your chance. You missed your chance to appreciate them, to listen to them, to value them. You missed your chance to tell them you love them, to show them respect, to make amends. You see, many people fail to understand that relationships are not just about the good times, the easy times, the times when everything is going smoothly. Relationships are tested during the hard times, during the times when communication is difficult, when misunderstandings arise, when patience is wearing thin. It is in those moments that you either build or break the connection. It is during those times that you either prove the depth of your love, your loyalty, and your commitment, or you reveal that your love was conditional, that your loyalty was temporary, and your commitment was shallow. The tragic truth is, some people will leave your life not because they wanted to, but because you allowed them to. You allowed the moments to slip by. You allowed the misunderstandings to pile up. You allowed the wounds to fester. You didn't act when you should have acted. You didn't speak when you should have spoken. You didn't heal when you should have healed. And one day, when it's too late, you will realize that it was their last chance with you. There is a time in every relationship when the balance of power shifts. It is the moment when one person realizes they've been giving and giving and the other person has been taking and taking. It's the moment when the effort is no longer mutual, when the love is no longer reciprocal, when the trust is no longer honored. And that's when the doors start to close. That's when the chances start to run out. And when it's all said and done, you might be left wondering what happened, why it ended the way it did. But the truth is, that was their last chance with you. They reached out, they gave their heart, they offered their time, and you didn't value it. Time doesn't wait for anyone. Time doesn't have patience, and neither does life. When someone walks away, you cannot rewind the tape. You cannot go back and fix what's broken, erase what's been said, or undo what's been done. You cannot take back the moments when you fail to act, to speak, to love. And when they've had enough, they walk away. They make the decision to move on, to preserve their peace, their joy, and their purpose. And that's when you realize So today I challenge you to reflect on the relationships in your life. Who have you taken for granted? Who have you neglected? Who have you not appreciated? Who have you not fought for? These are the moments that matter. These are the times that count. If you do not act, if you do not recognize the opportunity, if you do not take the chance, one day you will look up and see that it's over, that the door has closed, and that was their last chance with you. You don't want to live with the regret of knowing that you could have done more, that you could have loved deeper, that you could have given more. Don't wait until it's too late to show up for the people who matter. Don't wait until the door has closed to realize that it was their last chance with you. If you have a chance right now to repair, to restore, to reconnect, take it. If you have a chance right now to love, to serve, to give, do it. The clock is ticking, the door is open, but remember, it may not be open for long. Life presents opportunities, but some chances only come once. We often take relationships for granted, thinking time will always be on our side. When doors close in relationships, they may never open again. Time is fleeting. Once a moment is gone, it's gone forever. Relationships are tested in difficult times, not just during the good times. Your actions or inactions can determine if people stay in your life or leave. Relationships are tested in difficult times, not just during the good times. The true measure of any relationship comes not during the moments of ease, but during the moments of challenge. When the storms come, when misunderstandings arise, and when tensions run high. It's easy to love someone when everything is going well. It's easy to enjoy their company when there's no pressure, no disagreement, no conflict. But real love, real commitment, real connection is forged in the fire of adversity. It's when things are hard that we discover the depth of our loyalty, the strength of our bond, and the sincerity of our feelings. When the road is tough, when communication breaks down, when patience is tested, that's when the true strength of a relationship is revealed. Are you willing to show up and fight for the connection, even when it's not easy? Or will you let it unravel under the weight of difficulty? Relationships are not just about enjoying the good times. They're about being there for one another through thick and thin. It's about working through the disagreements, addressing the challenges, and finding ways to stay connected even when it feels easier to walk away. The relationships that last, that stand the test of time, are the ones where both people are committed to putting in the work, even when it's hard, even when it feels like the odds are stacked against them. And when you don't make that commitment, when you don't put in the effort during the difficult times, the relationship weakens. People get tired. They begin to lose hope that things will ever improve. And that's when the cracks start to form. And eventually, the door closes. Neglecting relationships can lead to regret when it's too late. One of the greatest sources of regret we can carry in life is the realization that we didn't give enough to the relationships that mattered the most. It's easy to think that people will always be there, that we have infinite chances to make things right. But the truth is, people are not obligated to stay in our lives, no matter how much we may want them to. We often assume that those closest to us will endure any amount of neglect or disregard. We think we can get away with not showing appreciation, not investing time and energy into the connection, because they'll always be there, waiting for us to recognize their worth. But the reality is far harsher. The people in our lives are human too. They have their own needs, desires, and feelings. And if they feel ignored or undervalued for too long, they will begin to walk away. When you realize too late that you missed your chance to nurture the relationship, you're left with regret. Regret that you didn't take the time to appreciate them, to love them, to invest in them while you still had the opportunity. That regret can become a burden that weighs heavily on your heart, knowing that you can never go back and change what you didn't do. People leave when they feel undervalued, unappreciated, or taken for granted. The foundation of any strong relationship is built on mutual respect, love, and appreciation. When one person continuously gives, invests, and sacrifices while the other takes, disregards, or assumes that their presence is a given, the imbalance begins to create cracks in the relationship. Over time, these cracks deepen. People can only tolerate feeling undervalued for so long before they begin to question their place. Time doesn't wait for anyone. Time is an unforgiving force, moving forward with or without us. It doesn't pause to allow us to reflect, make adjustments, or reconsider our actions. The moments that are here today may be gone tomorrow, and once they are gone, they are never coming back. Many of us fall into the trap of thinking that we have all the time in the world to fix our mistakes, to apologize, or to make amends. But time doesn't operate on our schedule. It moves in its own rhythm. And if we're not careful, it can slip away before we realize it. The time you have right now, the time to show love, to express gratitude, to mend broken connections, can be gone in the blink of an eye. You may think that you have endless time to make things right, but the truth is, time is constantly moving. And once a moment has passed, there is no turning back. So, if there is something you need to say, something you need to do, someone you need to reach out to, do it now. Don't wait. Because waiting may cost you the opportunity forever. Once the moment is gone forever. How many times have we experienced moments in our lives where we wish we had acted differently or said something when we had the chance? It could be a missed opportunity at work, a chance to connect with someone you care about, or a time when you should have spoken up but chose to remain silent. Once the moment has passed, it cannot be recreated. You can never go back in time and change what has already happened. We often live with the regret of not acting when we had the opportunity. The truth is, you may never have the same opportunity again. People's lives move forward, circumstances change, and time does not rewind itself. The window that was open for you to act, to make a difference, to express your feelings, can close at any moment. What we don't realize is that the moments we waste are often the most significant ones. The ones that could have changed everything. The ones that could have changed everything. So when a moment presents itself, take action. The moment is precious, and once it's gone, you can never get it back. Relationships are not just about enjoying the good times. They are about being there for one another through thick and thin. Many people believe that relationships are meant to be smooth sailing, easy, carefree, and joyful all the time. But real relationships, the ones that last, are forged in the hardest of times. It's during the difficult moments, the moments when things aren't perfect, that we truly show up for each other. It's easy to love someone when everything is going well. It's easy to be there when life is full of joy and celebration. But when the storm hits, when challenges arise, when things get tough, that's when the true depth of the relationship is revealed. Will you stand by each other even when it's hard? Will you fight for the connection even when it feels like everything is falling apart? Relationships require constant care, communication, and effort. They require sacrifice during difficult times. When you don't show up for the people who matter when things are tough, you weaken the bond. And when that bond weakens too much, you find yourself wondering why they walked away. It's because you didn't value the relationship enough to give it the attention it needed during the challenging times. You cannot afford to take your relationships for granted. People come into your life for a reason, often at a specific time. And when they do, they bring with them the opportunity to grow, to learn, and to experience something new. Relationships are not meant to be taken lightly. They require commitment, trust, and effort. But all too often we get comfortable, thinking that the people around us, as we journey through life, it's essential to recognize the value of every moment, every relationship, and every opportunity that comes our way. We cannot afford to live as though time is limitless or that the people who walk into our lives will always be there. Time is fleeting, and once a door closes, it often stays closed. Relationships are not just about the good times. They are about showing up when it's hard, listening when it's difficult, and giving even when it feels like we have nothing left to offer. We cannot take the love, the time, or the presence of those we care about for granted. Every chance we get to act, to show appreciation, to make things right, to fight for what matters, must be taken now. Because once that opportunity slips away, there's no guarantee of it returning. You can't rewrite the past, but you can change the present. You can choose to value the people in your life today, to make a conscious effort to strengthen the relationships that matter, to love deeply, and to act with purpose. Don't wait for tomorrow to do what you can today, for the truth is, you may never get another chance. That could very well be their last chance with you. So take this moment right now and make it count. Make it count for yourself, for the people you love, and for the life you are building. The door is open, but remember, it may not stay that way forever.